So did he really fall from this? What are you people? Sky people? How? What? Hey everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of chapter 30. We are going on with Su's part. The last part was kind of crazy, like the introduction into chapter 30 was kind of like, I don't know, a weird roller coaster. To start with like Raven, and then we had like this weird part with like Vilby where she was like introducing us to all of her weird inventions. Also like the part where we are able to like read memories with one of her constructions or like inventions or whatever they are called was kind of crazy. And then I think we ended with like Su and Hua, right? They were in like Sumeru, I think, or maybe in the realm with like Kalpas, because they trapped Kalpas like in Sumeru, right? And now like Su foresaw that he and Hua have to like fight and they cannot prevent this fight and stuff like that, right? So it was kind of crazy. I feel like I have to play the first part as well, right? Because we stopped when I had to fight Kalpas, right? So I will jump to this part and then we are going on with the story. I'm very excited. Let's go. Okay, here we are. I just skipped through everything. How could I have failed to send? Oh god, I'm frozen. I've expended most of my mental energy. I don't know. Why is he not fighting with me? So we know that there is corruption going on, like, in the whole realm. But what I find a little bit concerning is that some of these enemies look like creations of Mobius. Is Mobius corrupted? Is that why in chapter 2 of the Elysian realm there was so much like going on with like Mobius not being the real Mobius, and like the sim is like, oh, maybe it has to do with like this, that like the sim of Mobius like kind of gained its own consciousness or stuff like that. I don't know, sometimes Honkai is really complicated with that. Okay. Despite not engaging in the battle, the man's paleness deepened. Oh, so he was exhausting his like mental state, right? So he couldn't fight. Because I feel like except for like Kalpas, we don't really see too much male characters fighting in this, right? But I guess it's because they don't really have a playable model for that.
僕はうかつなことをしてしまったのかもしれない。先ほどもう一度確認したけれど、今でも1000号は居場所を変えていないようだ。しかし、1000号が近くにいるのに、敵はなぜか生きている。
But if Kalpas is, how did the monsters survive? I don't know, man.
言われてみれば確かに。1000号があんな状態だったというのに。
Oh, I have a list of like which flame chase is which. Listen, guys, I have been going back to the Elysian realm to like unlock some more of the remembrance vessels. Although I have to play quite some time to like get every vessel fully unlocked for like every character, but I have wrote down like the order of the flame chases of the remembrance vessels because I think that's their like flame chase order, so I can just look at it in case I want to see if this is like going in an orderly fashion, you know, where we start with like Elysia, Kevin, right, although those two were swapped, but then we have like, I think Aponia, right, is number 3, then Eden and stuff like that. I also went back and checked into Sakura's backstory a little bit more to like see if I can find out more about her connection with like Kalpas and the whole cocoon thing. And I really want to get an answer to this, so you can answer this in the comments, but I think Cocoon was not really a city, but a prison, right? I don't know. And also Kalpas killing like all of the members of Cocoon, so maybe this is like some weird organization. Let me know.
すぐに向かおう。もしかしたら守ろうとした行為が裏目に出て、彼を窮地へと追い込んでしまったのかもしれない。
What I believed would save him only served to confine him.
準備してくれ。
Hmm.
この扉の向こうに
Oh,
1000号がいる。
Kalpas. I have an E. I can play Su. Okay. Let's go and head to where Kalpas is. Maybe I can fight as Su. But I can't use my E. Oh, we're just talking to him. I want to punch him. Kalpas. Kalpas looks so much younger in like his animated model, right? They all look like very young. Before them, the untamed soldier stood silly. His quietness was jarring and even
無
shocking.
事でよかった。
Okay, you're safe.
これ以上待たせていたら
Wait, let me
違
check
って
which
いた
number
かも
he
な。
is. Okay, so Kalpas is number 6. He has still some time to live, right?
どうした？俺と会う度胸がなかったのか？
必要がなかったからだ。何はどうあれ、こちらとしても君が無事でよかった。
対局を念頭に置けとでも言いたいんだろう。
You mean I took the interests of the whole into account? I feel like, and I think I said this before, I feel like the whole Elysian realm and these chapters, like the whole plot, it's very confusing in some kind of way.
そのセリフを俺に向けるな。気分が悪くなる。
Kalpas is funny.
その理由でどれだけの人間を殺してきたんだ。10万、100万。
Yet I'm known as
挙句
the
の果てには
butcher.
俺が虐殺者だと。
Why is he always so angry?
教えてやる。お前と手を組む気はない。そんなことは一度だけで
I'm
十
not
分だ。
interested in cooperating. Having tasted it once is
こ
enough.
れからやることに立場なんざ重要ではないし気にもしない。
But I still couldn't find out why he and Sakura are like super close. Maybe he was close with her sister in some kind of way. I don't know.
戦後、ケビンとエリシアを失った今、正面から戦える人間として君は欠けてはならない第一人者なんだ。
But how could it be that none of them is like strong enough to fight as well? Because they're all kind of fighters, except for maybe Griseo, right? Because she's a child. But all of them, like Aponia, fought me. Maybe Su is not much of a fighter, but Hua can fight as well, right? And then we have like Cosma. Didn't they say he's like so dangerous? And now he's like, oh, I'm the weakest out of all of you. And I died and I can't be a hero. It's kind of weird.
ほう。
What is the dynamic? Kalpas looked at the girl who had not spoke.
それを知っているにもかかわらずその女だけを連れてきたのか。弱々しいやつと窮地に
One
陥
frail,
った
one
やつ。
desperate.
知っているはずだ。僕にもまだ使っていない切り札がある。それに君が落ち着いている以上、そこまでする必要
Why
は
are
な
we
い。
fighting each other? That's so dumb.
君と同じように僕もさくらを疑いたくはない。だが必死に過去をたどっても英傑の中では
Only
君
your
と彼
and
女のデ
her
ータだけ
data
が
were
異常を
corrupt
示し
for
た。
certain.
それは確か
Right.
なんだ。
So Kevin wanted to delete himself, or he let someone delete him, right? Probably to get to like the bottom of this. But Elysia, we don't really know. She just was deleted, right? And we know that like Sakura's sister is the hash of corruption, right? Is that why they are corrupted instead of deleted? But Elysia helped Sakura, right?
だから真相を知るためには
Mm.
今でもさくらのデータは探知できないままだ。君はもうすでに異常を示さなくなっている。
But you have returned
そ
to
の理由を
normal.
知りたいん
So
だ。
his like outburst of anger was just the corruption? I'm confused.
戦後
Why?
君はさくらと会っている。そうでなくても同じ空間にいたことはあるんだね。
他に何を知っている？
あとはフアに説明してもらおう。彼女が気づかせてくれたんだ。僕はその可能性を見落としていた。
Sometimes I'm confused with the story.
私も趣味消しの変化を見て思いついたんです。現実での空間に関する能力は
It appears
楽
that
園では少し違っているようです。
spatial abilities behave differently in the realm. Okay.
さくらは空間を凍結させる技を使いこなせます。私たちはそれを知っていますし、見たこともあります。
Oh, is that the power of her true blade? But I thought she only uses this to assassinate criminals.
さくらのデータが消えたのではなく、異常であるなら、それは彼女自身ではなく、
The error doesn't
技を
come
使った
from
空間によるもので
herself,
しょう。
but the space affected by her sword art. I feel so confused about this story with like Rin as well. We have seen that with Seele in a bubble universe, right? Where like Sakura's sister was killed, in the end Sakura died. Was that a true story? And then we had like the Sakura Samsara, right? That was also about like the box where the Herrscher of Corruption was imprisoned in, right? It was the black box that Cullen took away, right? Wasn't that the Herrscher of Corruption as well?
その通り。なぜその刀を振るっていたのか。
But how on the
そこが肝心な
timeline
と
is
ころだ。
that connected? Like all of this? Because like the story with like Cullen and Sakura should be current era past, right? And then like what we saw with Seele was previous era? I'm confused.
どうやら
Wait, what did he
思っ
say?
ていたほどバカではなかったようだな。
Yes, and the reason why she swung her blade is the key to everything.
ただ以前と同様の上から目線だ。何事も自分の目を欺くことはできないと思っているんだな。
I feel like the story writing is supposed to be confusing. I don't know.
お前が初めて察したわけじゃない。桜がいなくなったあの夜、俺は毒用専用の暗号を受け取った。
On the night of Sakura's disappearance, I received a code for Cocoon members. So disappear. That is when she was fleeing with her sister.
どんな内容だったんですか？
救援要請だった。
Okay.
いつものことだ。あいつの妹に対しても、あいつ自身に対しても。お前たちはいつも真っ先に助けを求めている人間を疑う。
What?
お前らは本当に高尚だな。その姿を見ていると、獣でいた方がまだマシだ。
They didn't say anything.
つまり、
What is going on?
さくらも襲われたと。
Maybe.
その後はどうなった？何が起こっていたんだ？
俺は発信源に向かった。
Okay. And where was
だ
that?
が、そこにはこの仮面以外、何も残っていなかった。
Okay. Should this remind me of something? I'm lost.
これは毒用の仮面？
Oh, it is so hard even though you go through the Elysian realm and you read like the reports and you have like all these conversations with like the remembrance vassals. This doesn't invoke anything in me because I didn't have a visualization of like what happened to them in the past. So they show me this mask and I don't know that this is supposed to be something from the Cocoon members, you know? I don't even still have problems understanding what Cocoon really is, you know? Is it some kind of organization because it has members, or is like just every criminal that was in Cocoon a member? I don't know.
特殊な任務を遂行するときだけ、忘れなぐさはこれをつける。
See, why would you do that? Why would you say it like that? Because Forget-Me-Not is a flower that Sakura used in her assassin days, right?
そして任務が終わった時のみ、あいつは自らこれを外す。
But who did she kill then?
自らだ。わかるか？
死んでいるのでなければ敵になっている。
Is it because she found out about Aponia's betrayal?
以前の判断と大体一致している。そのためにずっととどまっていたんだね。
お前たちの判断を買っているわけじゃない。ただ、
All that matters is
完全に認めさ
why
せ
is
たか
he
っただけ
even
だ。
so attached to her and her sister?
お前は楽園ではかなり特殊なんだろう。
This one?
教えろ。 これについている血痕は誰のものだ？
Aren't you very special in the ring? I don't know what's going on.
わかった。ただその前に、戦後、もしついてる痕跡がさくら自身のものではなかったら、つまり僕が彼女の無実を証明できなかったら、君はどうするつもりなんだ？
Maybe he kills himself.
どうやらさっきの態度が誤解を招いたようだな。お前に質問する権利などない。その時になればわかる。
This guy. After a brief consideration, Su bent down and placed a hand on the mask.
答えは
What is it? Whose blood is it? He heaved a sigh, as if not knowing what to do. He knew the lead was the easiest to follow and the most important was lost. All they did here... Wait, what? All they did here only sent them back to square one.
エリシアのだ。
Oh god. A long silence followed. Wait, so if we go back to when the previous era was real, you know, when this was all happening in the previous era, let's go back to the point we know that Elysia helped Sakura and Rin to flee, or she tried until Sakura's sister was found by the people that Aponia manipulated in some kind of way, right? That's so the basic story for that. If we go back there, what if the corruption has already started? Because after Sakura's sister was killed, the Hasha thing, right, turned into this virus. So what if it planted itself in Sakura, but she was actually totally fine and then she died, right? When we experienced the story with Sailor. What if like Sakura became actually corrupted and killed Elysia?
バカは俺の方か。
A fool turned out to be me? Why? Because you trusted Sakura?
気持ちはわかる、戦後。しかし、
もういい。お前らのやり方で桜の無実を
Why
証明
though?
しようとするほど。
Someone needs to tell me what their relationship is.
そうとなると、お前の話はこれで終わりだ。
Okay.
なら、俺がやりかけていたことを続けても
What
構
I
わない
didn't
だろう。
finish doing can go on. Do we want this?
スー
Su's posture did not change at all, but Hua's battle instinct alarmed her. She stepped in front of Su, so this is the battle that he basically saw. So even after finding out that Sakura is not innocent, he still battles us.
戦後、僕たちが戦う必要はないはずだ。
たわけた真似は一回だけで十分だ、盲人。
You're basically making a fool out of yourself, Kalpas, because you were protecting her, that's totally fine. But then, now fighting is just making a fool out of himself.
死人だけが絶対に潔白というのなら。
Only the dead can be absolutely in it. What?
来い。まずは。
Oh god. Why is he so
お前たち
big
から
all
そ
of
の
a
無実
sudden?
とやらを証明してみせろ。
Oh, I forgot to dodge.
すまない、フワ。
I need to start
どうや
playing
ら
with
この
controller
戦いは
again,
避けられないみ
guys.
たいだ。僕は彼の精神に接続して
And
動
restrain
きを制限
him.
してみる。
Okay.
その前に、もし力を使い切ってしまったら教えてくれ。その時は代償が何であろうと全てを終わらせる。
It's like way easier to fight with like Mei. Or maybe I'm just dumb and I can't dodge.
お前らごときが共に来てほしいだと。本当に助けたかった人間でさえ救えなかったというのに、未だに全てに手を差し伸べたいだと。
Saving everything. Bro, Kalpas. Hey, just shut up. I mean, also, this is not the best battlesuit of Hua. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like that because she is kind of young here, right? Oh. He's transforming.
ふわ、お前の隊長が死んだあの日のようにな。 お前は今日も同じ結末を迎える。炎が全てを燃やし尽くす。そしてお前は無力にも。
Bro, this guy. Such a bitch. Oh, I need to destroy the pillars, right? Is he he's like punching me. Bro, are you fucking insane? Can I not spam?
成功しましたか？
ああ、ただ長くは持たないだろう。不安。これは最後のチャンスかもしれない。
This is the only chance for what?
これだから精神感じ方は気分が悪くなる。普段お前は何でもできるように振る
Can I
舞っているが、
not punch the pillar?
それならなぜ自分の死を救えなかったんだ。答えろ。
Why can you not just shut up, Kalpas? Also, Kevin killed Himeko, right?
もういい。ここは現実ではない。お前らもアポニアではない。無能が以前と同じだな。お前らでは俺を止められない。
Is that what he's
誰も救えな
foresaw?
い。自分の命すら守れない。
Bro, can you chill? Is he not burning himself?
それは否定しないよ。君と僕はそう違わない。だから。
もういい。俺を止めようとしていたなら何が起こるか分かっていたはずだ。
This is insane. As if they didn't have already enough problems on the side. Like, fighting against each other is crazy in this situation.
お前たちにはもう随分と時間を無駄にさせられた。終焉とやらのため
Okay, we have already seen this. Okay. It went exactly as he forecast, true. He was faced with a decision he could not make when he foresaw it coming. But experiencing the situation had taught him one thing.
戦後の力がまだ上昇している。
Is this unusual or what is going on?
この一撃、僕たちが防げるようなものでは決してない。だとすると、不安。ここからは僕に
What
任
is he
せて。
doing?
もうこれ以上は戦王の攻撃を真正面から受け止められる状態ではありません。
Where's Fuhua's mantis form? You know? Transform or something?
大丈夫。もともとこれは僕からの提案なんだ。戦後の意志を変えることができなかった以上、僕のせいで君が死ぬ姿を見たくない。
Hua Su. When all other matters are settled, only one kind of ending is left. At that moment, the strongest man in the Elysian realm was preparing an attack for the strongest enemy in his side, as though a river of fire flowed before him. Is he killing them? I think I said this before. More than an attack, as his name suggested, it was a slaughter. No way to defend, no place to run. Faced with such an overwhelming blow, such near-death disaster. The eyes of the enlightened are open. Yet that blow did not land on them.
これは
What is going on? In front of them, flames were raining down on the earth that was torn a hideous scar. It was an abyss that separated them from Kalpas. If one looked down, they would see an icy blue stream of data coursing through it. Yeah, well, I guess it's just the data space in general, right? Su immediately realized the abyss created by Kalpas was not what it seemed to
引
be.
き裂いたのは地面ではなく、古の楽園の空間そのものだったのか。
I don't know what that means.
戦後、君は
これで最後だ。お前たちではもう俺を止められない。
Wait, he did something good. The man walked away from the gaping rift that would never mend. So he opened a way to the data stream, right? Because, like, the realm is nothing more than a data stream, right?
戦王
不安。もう追う必要はない。
Is he dying?
認めたくはないけれど、 僕たちは戦後にはめられたね。
That's good.
初めから死闘を繰り広げる気はなかったようだ。
We should be happy.
僕の海岸を利用して古の楽園に割れ目を作るつもりだったんだね。
Also, he
さっ
opened
きの
his
一撃こそ
eyes.
が最後の藁になった。彼はこれからこの
I
日々をたどって
don't fully
楽園
understand
の
why
空
we
間
need
を
open
壊して
eyes
い
for
くつも
that.
りだ。
And he will gradually destroy the space of the realm along the
目
fissure.
的は全員を殺すことじゃない。その逆なんだ。英傑以外の全てを破壊したいんだろう。
So, you are saying Kalpas is basically good?
それは果たして聖号がこなせる策なのですか？
君の問いはもっともだ。戦後は計画を立てないタイプだからね。その証拠に極めて単純な方法で僕たちを騙そうとした。怒ったふりをする。アポニアがよく使っていた手段だね。突然戦いを仕掛けてきたのも、わざと怒らせようとした言葉も、今考えてみるとどれも不自然すぎる。だが
Kalpas, a
相手
masked
が戦
fool.
後だったから僕たちは見抜けなかった。
His reason for lashing out or his taunting during our fight all appeared too jarring, but we were fooled because he was
なら
Kalpas.
次はどうしますか？手がかりを失い、その上仲間の一人にタイムリミットを決められてしまいました。何もせずにただ見ているだけでは戦王は本当に古の楽園を壊してしまいます。
Oh, so he didn't do anything good. Okay.
まだ手はある。リスクはあるけど通用すると思う。もし彼がまだ僕たちの知る戦号であるなら、楽園を壊す時には必ず注意を払うはずだ。
But still, him opening a path to the data space should be of use for us as well, right? Or is Su basically able, even if the realm isn't destroyed, is he still able to go through the data space, right? With his, like, psyche abilities or something like that?
裏切り者の目的が何であろうと、この世界が壊れていく様を目にしてしまえば、ボロを出さなくても元の計画に支障が出ると考えるだろう。
Whatever the trader's goal may be, it's impossible for things to go according to their plans when the very world they live in begins to crumble.
それに彼のおかげで気づいたよ。楽園そのものについての話となると、戦後と同じくその推し量れなさから
Who is it,
逆に
Aponia?
信頼できる英傑がもう一人いる。
I feel like the storytelling here is so complicated. You know, I feel like there is, I don't know.
すぐに出発しよう、フア。そろそろメビウスと話してみるべきだ。
I don't know. We talked to Mobius. Okay. I mean Mobius. Okay, back with Kalpas. Wasn't Mobius the founder of the realm? After a long time. It all began with a fall. It all ended with a fall. The man came into the boundless darkness. Are we now experiencing what he is doing? Did he go into the data stream? He lowered his head and studied his body, confused by his current situation. He did meet something in that darkness, but why did he appear in this strange place?
あ
Oh. Something more confusing to him was right before him. Okay.
お前は誰だ？戦後笑わせるな。ほう、それはこっちのセリフだ。
I want to see his face.
お前こそ誰なんだ？
What is happening?
まさか俺より自分のことを知っているとでも思っているのか？
This does have to do with like the hash of corruption, right? This is some like weird manipulation virus or something.
いいだろう。お前の意識が消え去る前に。
Before your
ここが
consciousness
どこなのか。
dissipates. For some reason, his tone sounded familiar to the man. I mean, he sounds exactly the same. It also sounded extremely uncanny, for he said those words in his appearance.
エリシアか。
Impossible.
お前の思い通りになるとでも
Wait, which one is the real one?
本当にそう思ってるのか？俺の記憶違いでなければここはお前にとっても見知らぬ場所だろう。
What is going on? I'm confused. What is going on?
お前も大半の人間たちと同じだな。死が訪れるその日まで自分の心を見極めることはできない。
Is this some sort of like supposed to be in the voice?
いっそのことお前への鼻向けにでもしてやろう。なるべく悔いなく死ねるようにな。
They love to reuse scenes, right? Oh. Oh. I can walk.
ほう、これはお前が長編手術を受ける前に壊した第10の神の鍵か。
We know these swords, right? Are these the 10 divine keys you broke in half before receiving the metamorph surgery? He eyed the broken swords as if they were corpses.
どうやらエイマーの死は特別みたいだな。
Who is Emil?
戦後の心境にとってここは絶対的な神部だったが、彼に関する記憶は保たれたままだった。お前は言ったはずだろう。選別として自分を見つめ直せるようにお前に協力してやってるんだ。多くの人間たちは死ぬ直前になっても自分が誰なのか何が欲しいのかを理解できない。お前は奴らのようになる必要もないしなりたくもないだろう。エイマーはあんな風に死ぬべきじゃなかった。
He seemed to be pleased with the response, so I have to go back and read Kalpas's remembrance vessels as well, because I don't know who Emil is.
ほら見ろ。俺が出した結論はそういう人類の
Or
凶暴の上
Emil,
に
I don't know
成
how
立
to
してい
pronounce
る。
that in English. My conclusion is based on the delusions of humans.
今になってもなおお前は
Aren't you
自分の
still
心を
trying
騙
to
そうと
lie
してい
to
るだろう。
yourself?
あの副官は大中立者として選ばれた。しかも最も脅威のある個体だ。必ず死ぬと分かっていたくせに。
Did the person die actually and became a Herrscher and then he had to... Oh, I think I remember a story like that where he had to kill a Herrscher. Maybe they mentioned this. It rings a bell a little bit.
お前は言葉が通じないのか。彼の死は理解していた。だが何の意味もなく死ぬべきじゃなかったと言っている。俺はこの手で彼の結末に意味を与えた。
I gave
お前は
meaning to his
彼
death
の名を口にする
myself.
資格すらない。いいだろう。俺はお前だ。お前を説得する力などないからな。
I don't really think that this entity is him. I feel like this is just part of the corruption process in some kind of way.
だが一つ気になることがある。長編因子を手にしたお前がエイマーのコアで作られた神の鍵に触れたとき、一体どんな変化があったんだ。
So Emil really became the 10th Herrscher. That is crazy.
おかしなことに俺にはその記憶がない。お前にその資格があるとでも。
You're unworthy of my memories. The man raised his head, but the moon was not there.
彼が何になったのかは重要ではない。彼が何を成し遂げたのかが重要だ。どうだ？一人の思考はやはりその記憶と密接な関わりがある。そうだろう。だが、おう、あの時本当に助けたかった人間でさえ救えなかった。だなん
You had
て
the heart
よくも
to
そんな
mock
皮肉
me.
が言えたものだ。
So I guess this is what happened in the meantime, where like Kalpas was in this like realm that Su talked about, where he was supposed to meet Sakura, right?
戦後戦後
戦後。
お前の怒りがどこから来たのか、お前も奴らと。まあいい。続けるぞ。
Okay. Oh, that's probably Sakura's blade, right? It looks different.
ほう。あの療養所での出来事か。
This is what happened at the sanatorium.
どうした？思い出したくないのか？
So was Cocoon a sanatorium instead of a prison? The man could not respond, not because he heard the harsh truth, but because he was trapped in the memories shooting past him. Most of them belonged to the victims. In the fated birthplace, in the newfound home, on the promised battlefield. He was always the sole survivor, leaving piles of dead bodies behind. But didn't he kill all of the Cocoon members? Maybe the sanatorium is something different. Why was he so strong? It had long confused him.
聞くまでもないだろう。
I mean, why is he so... You're basically like full of rage, man.
今の状況はかなり特殊だ。俺たちは戦後であり、傍観者でもあ
And an
る。
observer.
だが、俺の考えは必ずしもお前と同じとは限らない。象徴としてここに残されたこの武器。
Maybe that's a different blade because it doesn't look anything like the retribution of thunder or whatever it was called.
強化のせいで記憶がおかしくなっていなければ、さくらは任務のためにお前の二つ目の家を壊した。
Sakura ruined your
そうだろ
second home for a mission.
無論、それは一つのきっかけに過ぎない。だが、火を追う側がお前
You
を
would
発
have
見した過
died
程があん
as a
な
nobody.
残酷なものじゃなかったら、お前は一般人として死ねたはずだろう。
I feel like after I finish like all of these, I feel like I need to like watch a summary or something because I feel like even with me reading, I mean, I read Sakura's reports so far, you know, so maybe if I go back and read Kalpas's, maybe there it is a little bit better.
もういい。お前にさくらを評価する資格はない。
Why is he like so protective of her?
さくら
I really want to know. Because this is... Why are they so good companions? Because he just thinks she's a good fighter? I don't know.
あいつに関しては確かに理解できないところがある。あいつを憎むには十分すぎる理由があるが、しかもお前は楽園の空間を壊した。
You went to such
あい
length
つの
for
ためにそこ
her.
までしたのはなぜ
Why?
だ。
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
何かをしたいときに
Bro,
理
come
由
on
が
and
いるのか。
talk. This is your time for giving me backstory in this story.
お前に何のメリットがなくても答えたくなければそれでいい。
Your fury is quite the
そう
mistreacher.
だ。お前の怒りは実に変わってる。
You've never
これ
hated
ら
a
の記憶か
specific
ら見ると、
individual.
そもそもお前は
But why is he so
誰
full
か
of
を憎
rage
ん
all
だ
the
ことは
time?
一度もなかった。ほう。やっとわかったぞ、戦後。
Why?
道理で
Tell
お前
me.
は桜に対して何
They
の
are
わだかま
always
りもな
making
かった
such a
のか。
mysterious out of all of the things that are going on here. Like, why would you like push me through the Elysian realm? I mean, this would even be more confusing, but like the main story of the chapters of the Elysian realm has basically not much to do with what happens in the chapters, and with like the story recap that we had from Elysia at the beginning, I don't feel like I would have needed like chapter 1, 2, and 3 of the Elysian realm because it didn't tell me as much about like the surgery and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like so confused about all of this, and I feel like very sorry for me not getting the plot of like the Elysian realm. It took me such a long time to like go through it, you know, because like especially like chapter 2 was like so slow, and I feel like with all the story, all I just had to do is like try to make sense out of the story of the reports, because even the remembrance vessels don't tell me much. They are usually like small conversations between like May and one of the flame chasers, right? So, you know, even with like reading the reports, because like some of the reports are, as said before, confusing as hell, you know, because sometimes you don't even know where we are, which person, which like people are in the same room, which people are talking to each other. It's like so hard to discern that. Or maybe it's just me, but I find it like so hard to like, you know, have a timeline for this era.
療養所が片付けられた日、またはその後、無力さを感じるたびに、
Whether it's the
お
day the
前が
sanatory
憎んだ
was
のは
purged or every time you
お
felt
前
helpless
自
after
身
death.
だけなんだな。
You've only hated yourself. That's so sad, Kalpas.
だからお前の怒りは消えない。お前が死なない限りな。
Because he's just mad at
そうだろ。
himself. That's sad.
気が済んだか。自分自身に興味がないみたいだな。それもそうか。
I feel like this is really a corruption part where like the hash of corruption tries to get in your head and kind of knows you and says a thing to corrupt your mind, right?
しかし、もっと面白いことを見つけたぞ。療養所で運び屋として過ごしていた自分をお前は不満に思っていない
You
ようだ
seem to be
な。
happy with working as a loader at the sanatorium.
あの頃のお前は殺しを楽しんでいなかった。奴らは見えなかったようだが、子供たちに褒められた時に微笑みさえしたとは。
Oh, so Emil was probably a child?
それはつまり、もし選べるのなら、完全に獣になったお前で
Maybe
さえ
the rage was like side effects of surgery. Want to live an ordinary... That is actually sad. You know, I like that we have like these moments where we learn a little bit more about like the inner world of like these characters, because it like puts Kalpas in a different, you know, like perspective as a character, to see why he is that way, and I really like that. But the rest of the story is just so confusing. I really like the part with like Rezeo and Cosma as well.
黙れ。
I want the emotional stuff, but I need connection to the character.
違うのか。なら、わかった。お前は普通の人間になりたくないのに、最
You
後まで
don't
自
want to
分を
be
憎んでい
average,
た。
yet you've hated yourself all along.
大した偽装だな、戦後。面白い。面白いぞ。誰もが恐れ、最も多くの敵を殲滅してきた獣は、殺しを楽しんでなどいない。
That is sad.
力を求めるのは、何かがあった時にいつも弱く、無力さを感じるからだ。
See, and that is probably why Kalpas pushes people away, saying they are weak and he don't need them. He just wants to fight them. I feel like this is a protection mechanism that he has. He at one point wants companionship, but at the same time never really had what he craved, right? And that's why he pushes it away, because he doesn't want to get hurt in the process, you know? Like, when you are friends with someone and they cast you aside, it hurts. And after some time, if people tend to do that all the time, you know, it just, you are more aware of that and you don't really want to get too close to people anymore.
普通の人間の生活。だから、ああ、落ち着け。
I don't need to, with the
死ぬものと
dying.
いい。どうやら、俺たちの散歩はまだ終わっていないようだな。じゃあ、行くか。この先が
For the
最後
body
の
and
場所のはず
soul.
だ。
I really like this like inner world stuff. Oh, the pillar. He's always walking alone when I don't press anything.
かなり遠い昔の記憶だが、相変わらずクリアなままで、お前は 本当に空から落ちてきたのか？
What? Did you really fall from the sky?
あのアポニアに記憶を改ざんされたんじゃないだろうな。
What? That is interesting because I wrote down like some stuff from Sakura's remembrance vessels, and I wrote down Cocoon is Kalpas' hometown, and it is quoted first appeared in the world. So did he really fall from this? What are you people? Sky people? Or maybe he is sky people, but don't they look different? He winced slightly at his
あ
name.
いつにそんな度胸はない。そう信じてやる。ならお前はあの無知で崩壊に脅かされたあの村
You
に落ちたの
fell when he first appeared in the world. They literally, that was a line that was literally on the screen. Okay, interesting.
か。それがどう
I
した？
thought Elysia was like the weird one. What is happening?
いいや。空から落ちてきて何の怪我もないお前を奴らは怪物ではなく神として見ていたのか。
Why did he fall from the sky?
お前が奴らが初めて目にした崩壊獣に勝てた
He
人
fell
間
from
だ
the
ったか
sky
ら
and
か。
instantly killed a Honkai beast.
他に何の理由がある？あの時代の崩壊など普通の人間にとってまだ常
Concept of
識の
Honkai
範
didn't
疇内だっ
elude
たは
most
ずだろう。
people. Most people didn't really know what Honkai is, right?
しかしまあそれもそうか。
You're not a
そもそ
human
も
to
お前は
begin
人
with.
類じゃないからな。
How? What? What is going on?
というより未だに唯一
You're
無二
unique
だ。
to this day. What is he then? Bro, Elysia is a herrscher. He fell from the sky and is not human as well.
それ
What
は
is
そう
going
と
on?
奴らは自分たちの神様に対
They
して
weren't
あま
very
り友好
friendly
的じゃ
to
な
their
かったみ
god
たいだな。
though.
それが習わしでも本能でもお前は奴らに気づかれるべきじゃなかった。盲目的に崇められた衣類は所詮衣類に過ぎ
I
ない
don't know
か
what's
らな。
happening. Like this is
いい結末などない。
this part of the chapter is crazy. I didn't expect that this would be. We are on chapter 30, guys, and I didn't expect that this would be so much about Kalpas. I thought, like, I mean, this is about like each of the flame chasers probably, but to some, like, I don't know. Some of them are like very big in these chapters, right? And some of them are just side characters.
だったらなんだと言うんだ。簡単に言うじゃないか。あの痛み。記憶によればあまりにも深刻そうに見えるぞ。
They treated him like a monster.
お前はコズマに嘘をついた。そうだろう。お前が戦場で痛みに耐えられた
You
のは
lied to
根本に
Cosma.
この経験があったからだ。
That experience is the fundamental reason why you could endure pain on the battlefield.
当時のお前はこの柱に縛られていたんだな。
Did they burn him?
お前には関係ない。当然だ。ただ、奴らのやり方が少し馬鹿げてると思った。それいくらお前が強かったとはいえ、その血が崩壊に対抗する薬として使えると思うだなんてな。ごちゃごちゃとうるさい。お前のために惜しんでやってるんだ。その力を持つお前を普通の人間が捉えられるはずがない。そうだろう。
Maybe he let them.
お前はいつでも鎖を壊し、その場を去ることができた。だが崩壊が再び降臨し、そこが生存者のいない七になるまで、お前は何も
Is this
しなか
such
っ
a
た。
tragic
なぜだ？
backstory?
聞くのはいいが、その後お前には死んでもらう。もう一度教える必要があるみたいだな。
You're the one dying
お前
here.
にそれはできない。死
I'm
ぬのは
still so
俺じゃ
shocked
ない。
that Kalpas
お前
literally
だから
fell from the sky.
だが、確かにこれ以上聞く必要はない。道理でお前は療養所の事件が起きた時に、一人の融合戦士と戦うことを選んだんだな。
Hmm.
戦後。 この世界において二人の首領に次ぐ男。
The man who was only second to two leaders in the whole world.
もういい。その男が本当に追い求めるものは
What he really wanted. This is so interesting. It's confusing, but interesting.
もういいと言っているだろう。
Don't fight him, I want to hear it.
帰る場所。
Wait, that is Kalpas. His story makes me sad. What?
家に過ぎない。
Bro.
正解か。もういいと言ってる。
At the same time, Kalpa threw a punch at the figure mirroring him. To no avail. A punch that could threaten anyone was stopped
な
halfway.
んだ、この鼻向けは気に入らなかったのか。めったにない機会だろ
I feel so bad for him now, Kalpas.
う。ああ、いいだろう。もう時間がないし、これ。
I'll drop the act.
確かにお前は強者だ。そう認めよう。心の扉を開けてくれたことに感謝する。それと、自ら次の犠牲者になってくれたことにもな。
Oh, I feel like this was not in between, but maybe this is after he like ripped open the realm.
お別れだ。火を追う英傑。第
Wait, is
6
Kalpas
位。
now deleted? Why am I talking like that? then there was only darkness. It all began with the fall. It all ended with the fall because he fell from the sky. At this moment, the end was about to be crossed. Can this be seen as the beginning of another cycle? Oh god. A throaty laughter began to seep through the darkness. Or maybe this is in between, I don't know. Bro, his story was sad. Then the first flame was ignited.
お前だ。
The first hanging in the air suddenly exploded. Fire swept away the darkness along with the mask hidden within. The crumbling mask revealed a
や
face.
っぱりお前だったのか。
Oh, he punched the other Kalpas, right?
死ぬ前の悪あがきなど
That
何の意味も
throws a
ない。
feud.
何の役に立つ。お前はどうすることもできない。それが事実だ。
Maybe I can.
確かに俺はそうだが、時間を稼いでるのはお前だけだって本気で
You're
そう
the only
思っ
one
てるの
buying
か。
time.
仲間に希望を託すだと。
Kalpas.
それがあの
He's good
戦
to the
後がする
heart.
ことか。お前は二つ目の花向けを渡しているだけだ。ああ、お前の墓に備える花だ。
Man.
奴らのやり方がわからないわけじゃない。したくなかっただけだ。
I want to see
わかったか。
Kalpas's face.
お前が見たかった戦後らしい
And
こ
I'm
とは
about to show you her
今から
Kalpas
始めてやる。
Fire was burning. Burning everything, devouring everything, destroying everything. The same as the beginning, present, and the end of this
お
man.
前に礼を言う。おかげであの女の言葉を理解できた。
Is he
二つ目の
talking
人
about
生の可能
Alicia?
性。そうだろう。
Hmm.
猫をかぶる。そうだな。俺ももう飽き飽き
What
だ
a。nice Kalpas part.
来い。お前は俺の心境が見たかったんだろう。
My world burns to the ashes.
だったら始めよう。すべてを燃やせ。
Oh, he's
死ぬまで。
sacrificing himself, right? I wish we could see that a little bit more. Raven. That was an insane Kalpas story. Why am I not instantly going in? That was an insane Kalpas story. Like, I really felt bad for Kalpas. He just wanted a home. But he is also like, see, this is the connection to the characters that I want. Please restart the game. What? Okay, I don't know why I had to like restart the game, but here we are, Raven. That was crazy. That was crazy. We're starting a little bit into the Raven part, I think, because there is so much. I feel like the longer I make the parts, the more confusing it gets. I mean, it's nice to like go through the chapters like quite quickly with like 3 parts, right, per like chapter. But at the same time, this is like so much lore dump. Yeah, I think this part will be a little bit shorter. We are dipping into like a Raven's part right now, and I don't want to like overwhelm myself with like the whole plot that is going on, because I feel like there is so much and it's like very confusing story writing in these chapters. So I don't want to like pressure myself too much with like too much information. I mean, it's good that I have to go through it again while editing, you know, but still while I'm editing, I don't understand like the full story. But yeah, a long time later,
信じられないな。こんな小さなものの中に
a world is
一つの
inside
世
this
界
little
が隠
guy.
されてるとは。
So the last time we were with like Raven was at the beginning of chapter 30, right? She met up with the gray serpent, and then he provided like a bed and stuff like that for the upcoming mission. But after that we didn't really see what's going on. In the dim basement, Raven was dismantling a sphere. It was the mission objective they took out of a closed lab at Nivel Industries this
普
morning.
通の案内ロボットと大して変わらないのにな。
Guide robot, okay.
彼らはこのプロジェクトに子供時代と名付けた。学習により
They
機
aptly
械に
named the
思考
project
能力を与え
childhood.
る。人類の子供時代に似ているが、たやすいことではない。
Enabling robots to learn thinking like children. I feel like in chapter 11, or when like the whole arc with like Project Stigma was, you know, like, and Kiana's grieving episodes where she was in like, was it called Arc City? I kind of forgot. I feel like, wasn't there a section where they also found like a child robot or something like that?
まあ、進展がなく、開発中止になったらしいが、
It would be
私たちがそれ
destroyed
を持
next
ち出さ
month.
なかったら、
たやすいことじゃない？お前、その鏡を見てきたらどうだ？
私の場合は状況が違うからな。だが、ついでに聞いてみよう。
I mean, he's
もし
not
い
trying
つか
to think like a
私も
child.
ガラクタになってしまったら、君はそれを扱うように、
They're a funny
私のことも
duo.
手荒に扱うのか？
そんなわけないだろ。そのまま溶鉱炉に投げ入れると思うぞ。
That's funny.
持っていけ。警報とセキュリティシステムを解除した。あとはお前の仕事だ。
昔と変わらず、精密さを求められるハッキングは苦手なのか？
役割分担ってやつだ。
わかった。やはり苦手なままか。
They are funny. I like them. Grey Serpent took the ball and placed it on the
我が
table.
道を行き、一度組織を抜けたあの小娘が、今ではヨルムンガンドの幹部とはな。誰も想像できなかっただろう。
I still love Raven's outfit in this. She looks so great.
そうだな。私自身も想像していなかったよ。
伝説の傭兵。自力でカロン名録第1位まで上り詰めた。ただ、功を焦るあまり小さなミスで命を捨てるところだったかな。私が代わりに一発撃っていなかったら、今の君は字が刻まれた石になっていただろう。もしくは、
So she was
石
supposed to
すら
kill
なかった
someone,
可
maybe?
能性もある。
And she didn't. I don't know if we dived into this. There was a little backstory, I think, for Raven and her brother. I feel like there was, right?
ずっと気になってたんだが、なぜあの時私を助けたんだ？
なぜだろう。忘れたよ。
何度も考えたんだ。
This grey
もしあの
serpent
時
seemed
監視
so
していたのが
different than the
誰
other
でもいいが
ones.
他のハイヘビだったら私は今日ここに立ってはいなかっただろうな。きっと ただ死んでいく私を見ていただけだろう。理由は私の不注意。
別に変わったことではない。何しろ我々はハイヘビではあるが、
We all
そ
have
れぞれ
different
異なる
interests, wishes.
趣味、
Mm.
願望
I
と
like
いう
his
もの
outfit
がある。
though.
もっとユニークなものを見たことがある。
He likes
鹿
poetry.
を愛し、何一つ成功しなかった詩人のように生きたハイヘビや、銃に夢中になり、それに山猫と名付けたハイヘビ。それともう一人、市場経済に興味があるハイヘビ。まだ生きていたなら、きっ
Interesting.
と起業家になっていただろう。もしかしたら、これがハイヘビの創造者が見たかった結果なのかもしれない。
はあ、
Hmm.
それならお前はきっとトークショーの出演者のハイヘビだな。
They are so funny.
いいア
What
イ
the
デア
hell?
だ。
See,
傘とカバン
but
を
this is
持っ
what I
て
mean
ステ
about
ージに
like
上がり、
the story writing here
Neta
as
o
well.
hanashite
Same with like the
warai o
part that we
kasara o-
had with Vilby. We have like these like very crazy emotional parts, and then we are just throwing in funny stuff. I will hold an umbrella and bring a bag on stage, crack a joke, and make people.
最後は仮面を外し、イケメンの素顔を晒す。
Do you even have a
そんな展
face?
開だともっと面白い。さて、
Mm,
準備作業は終わった。これから
okay.
この地下室と外とのつながりを全部切断する。
万が一のために私も信号遮断機を立ち上げよう。
Okay.
これで私たちは外とのつながりを完全に失った。言いたいことがあったら今のうちに口にするといい。
But what does any of this have to do with like the part that they needed from the robot? Will be completely isolated from the outside world. Are they trying to get into the realm?
あ
I feel like they
あ、さ
are.
っき言っていたことについてなんだが、お前、
知りたいのか？
ああ、
聞かない方がいい。
He then switched off the lights in the basement. That's creepy. The surroundings were consumed by darkness with only a faint glint from his
では
eyes.
これより我々の任務を。
Okay, sorry. Back to Eden. Okay, since Raven's part was like very short, we are going on a little bit more. Eden walked in the darkness. Oh, she's with Aponia right now. She has come to this place yet again, to this deep end. When she last visited this place, Kevin hadn't disappeared yet, and Ellie was still smiling. Perhaps it was due to the darkness she began to think of some unpleasant things. And so she reached her hands out to dispel the darkness, just as she did before.
あら、おかしいわね。
That's a butterfly. But this time, the darkness in the deep end seemingly became more oppressive.
どういうこと？指針の書が私を拒んでる？
Oh god, Aponia is number 3, but technically, Kalpas is already gone, right? So we had 1, 2, 6, and 3?
アポニアさんの方で。
Or is this maybe at the same time? You're next, Eden.
ここは理由もなく変化が起きる場所じゃないわ。まさか。
Aponia, I'm going to save you. Oh god, why is it so bright?
その罪を述べなさい。
Aponia, it's me.
私はすでに。あな
I
たアポニ
already
アさ
know
ん。
this is... Aponia!
隠れる必要はない。
Yo,
それは
shh.
意味のない行い。懺悔しなさい。
Aponia, are you already corrupted? I have never fought with
chance.
Aiden before.
この感覚、彼女じゃないわ。
She's like
あなた
killing
様
me.
の因果をここで終わらせよう。
What are you doing? I'm scared. Remorse.
別の手段を使わせない。
The current Valkyrie is consumed by remorse and may act strangely. Yeah, I can't attack. I'm just trying
熱狂
to.
的なお客さんね。
And how do I prevent remorse?
私の懐の中で。
Maybe I just need to dodge properly. Yo, Aiden! The music is so nice. Aponia, are you crazy?
あなたなのエデン。ああ、
Else.
まさか接触中に
Did I
あなたを巻き込んでしまったの。
unintentionally affect you with my touch? You tried to kill me.
つまり今の戦いはそれの副作用のようなものだったのね。誤解しないでエデン。あなたや他の誰かに対
I'm
してではなく、
touching the entire
このあな
realm.
たの存在は察することができるはずだった。構わないわ友よ。それよりあなたの発見を教えてくれる？
Tell me.
あなたも知っているように
Aponia is so pretty. They are also pretty. Like the
Aliciaとケビンは
female character design, like some of the
楽園から
males
完全
are,
に消えた。
you know,
で
but
も
like the
それ以外に
animated female
妙
design
な
is
ことがある。
crazy. Yeah. There's something else that's suspicious.
私が
Okay.
この手で楽園に接触している間、
There's
何かが
something hiding from me, shrouded in
私を
shadows that
避
I
けて
have
いた。
never felt before.
私の意識がそれにたどり着いたとき、また消えてしまって、
Leaving a certain unknown
行
warning.
方不明になったさくらという可能性は？いいえ、違う。さくらの行方もつかめないけれど、
Feel her existence. Okay.
まだ彼女の存在だけど、その影は今まで
Someone
私
I've
が触
never
れたこと
seen
のない何
before.
か。それがケビンとエリを消したの。
Okay.
今のところまだ確信はない。だけどその影の出現と見たことのない存在でアポニアさんの接触を回避できる。
Could it be something from
楽
outside
園の
the
外から来た
realm?
何かの可能性は？
Like, Aiden's in-game model is so pretty as
い
well.
いえ、原因はわからないけど、エリシアが消えた後、楽園と
But
外の
why
接続
though?
が切れた。
The realm was created by Mobius, mostly, right? So why would Alicia's disappearance cut off the realm from the outside world? Except Alicia was not deleted, but she was corrupted, and now she's like secretly being the shadow. But she said she doesn't know the shadow, so it can't be Alicia, right? But it also can't be Mobius.
メイさんはこの件を知ってるの？少し前にフワと会ったけれど。そうなのね。相手がわざとメイさんを
I
ここに
wonder
閉じ
if
込
it
めた
had
のか、
trapped May here
それとも違
intentionally.
うのかわからないままだけど、なるべく
I don't know if
最善を
it's
尽
good
く
if
す
she
よ。
touches it again.
エデン、今回の根源は英傑の中にいないと思っているの？
Could be caused by someone in the. We still don't know anything about Sakura though.
今はまだ結論を出せないわ。それに昨晩ケビンが消えた時、妙なことが多かったの。きっと私たちがまだ気づけてないことがあるはずよ。はあ、
What's going on?
その花、
Are you
Eden.
also here to ascertain its
あなたはその
whereabouts?
行方を確認するために
It's?
ここに来たんでしょ。
Wait, what?
私はそれをグレーシュに渡した。
I don't know what it's
あの子はその意図
for,
を
and
知ら
I'm
ない
not a
はずだけど。
child.
ごめんなさい、エデン。だけど、あなたなら他に方法がなくても、少なくとも鍵と真相を
The
守れると
key
いうこ
and
とよね。
truth are safe. What if the Herrscher of Corruption was. Didn't I say this before? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? The Herrscher of Corruption was sealed. Ooh, because from what we've known from the current era, the Herrscher of Corruption was inside this black box, right? So what if the black box already existed in the previous era as well, and they, or maybe it's not the black box, but maybe they not Wait, thoughts. I need to gather my thoughts. Maybe they sealed away the House of Corruption in the Elysian realm, and the flowers are here to ensure that the House of Corruption is still sealed within the realm. So maybe the shadow is the House of Corruption breaking free from the realm.
もちろん。それが
Have we talked about this before? Sorry,
私た
guys.
ちが
Sometimes
彼
I
女
don't
のため
even
に
know
で
what
き
I
る
already talked about because sometimes I
最後の
think
ことだ
about
から。
things and I'm not really sure if I said them. What if they sealed it in the illusion realm to bring it into the current era for someone to come and be able to defeat it? You know, like someone like May? Aiden instinctively realized that there was some strange about Aponia's words. Something strange, right? Last, she had heard this word far too many times today, as if it had become a cursed lyric in a
ア
play.
ポニアさん、あなたは
Oh, I didn't know that Aponia's hair is like a little bit longer here.
私の初見のように過去の罪はいずれ目の前にやってくる。
As expected, our past sins will eventually precede us.
私は避けずそれを抱きしめよ
So
う。
she is next in dying.
残念だけどみんなのために一曲歌うという
Sing a
約束
song
は
for everyone.
守れそうにない。もしかしたら
Sad.
他に解決策があるかもしれないわ。
Aponia seemed shocked at that
不思
request.
議だ。精神感知型ではないし、予知能力を持っているわけでもないあなたが。そういった能力は必要ないのよ、アポニアさん。
I
よく
couldn't
知っ
be
てい
more
るもの。
familiar with.
あなたの顔に私たちがよく知っている表情が現れたから。
See when they're interacting with each other like that and show a little bit of like their internal connection or like their internal process individually. This is like touching, you know, like this is very touching when they are talking like this.
死を決意した表情がね。
That is sad. Rays of light shone brightly, as if countless of arms were stretching towards the distant
死
skyline.
を決意。本当に私に似合わない表現。
She stopped her touch abruptly, because soon enough in her embrace a third party had came to the sanctuary. The skies darkened at his arrival, as if it was going to fall into the abyss. Or perhaps that is the abyss itself. Is it Kalpas?
どうしてあなたが
Who is it?
戦後
Oh, it is Kalpas! Sometimes I'm smart. Okay, I would say we will end here. I know it's like a more short or like short. Okay. We are going through the dialogue and then we stop. But I know it's a little bit shorter than like the 2-hour parts that I usually do, but there's so much going on. We need a little bit more time for like this to like, or I need a little bit more time to like let it sit, you know, because there is so much going on.
私の容疑が晴れたことを宣言するよ。これからは探偵として事件の真相を一緒に調べよう。
No, you're weird. You're both
メイ
weird.
の姉
May,
ちゃん、
let's
今度
find
記憶を
someone
確認す
else.
るときは私も連れてってよ。みん
I must prove that everyone is innocent. I'm afraid we won't have many chances to do so. I don't believe the other flame chasers would just sit around and let us flip through their memories like a book.
それは君の腕次第じゃないかな。おや、それはそうとして絶対に断らないもう一人がすでにやってきているようだよ。
Who is it? A figure. Ooh, Hua. A figure hurriedly came over and breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing
よかった
May.
皆さんここにいたんですね。
Hua rarely showed such a determined expression, and that subconsciously made May nervous. What's wrong, Hua? You don't look so
大
good.
変なことが起こったんです。私と
Yeah, we were fighting Kalpas.
少し待って。口で話すより 道具を使用することをおすすめするよ。
すみません、緊急事態ですので実験道具のテストにはお付き合いできません。
True, we don't have time for that.
そう急いで断らないでよ。別にエンターテイ
Can
ン
you
メン
just
トと
shut
か
up,
じゃないから。
Wilby?
一体何があったのかもっと直感的に知りたいだけだ。そうでしょ。フワちゃん、聞いて。今この帽子で英傑たちの記憶を確認して、はい。
記憶を確認。
Yeah. I understand your concerns, but there's no progress using other clues. We have no other
別
choice.
に意図して避けるつもりはありません。ただ私の記憶はもともと雑然としていて分かりにくいですし、それ
Man,
に
Hua.
そ
Hua
の
is
帽子
just
は
so
本当に
innocent in
役
some
に
kind
立つ
of
ので
way
すか？
and such a like even later in the current era she's such a wise and calming character. I really love her. I really miss her chapters, to be honest. Whenever I see like the animated cutscenes, you know, for like the Rubia scene and stuff like that, it makes me want to re-experience these moments again.
信じて。これが最後の方法になるんだ。
The girl looked hesitantly at everyone in front of her. They were once her most trusted companions, teammates who fought alongside her. Yet the gloomy reality formed an unbridgeable rift between them. Distrust and accusations shadowed over everyone. But now she must make a decision whether she could continue to trust the people before
わ
her.
かりました。どうすればいいですか？
これをかぶればいいの。そう、こんな風にね。君は私たちの知ってるフワだって。
Let's not dally, time to head out. Okay, before we are... Oh, is that her hometown? Can we... We will do this in the next part because I don't want to cut off, you know, like Fu Hua's part here if we are diving more into her past. So this was more about Kalpas and his story. So we will go on with Fu Hua in the next story. Very exciting chapter, very exciting part. I think we are going to like the end of chapter 30 right now. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. I hope you don't mind that it's a little bit shorter, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching and for stopping by. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.